Welcome to the Concrete Genius Podcast. I'm your host, Big Sauce, and I'm honored to have my boy B. Craw, man. Um, Legendary guest, Chi-Town's finest. Currently in Philly, getting that work in. How you doing, fam?
I'm good, family. How you doing, man? Appreciate you for having me on again.
Always, man. Always. This gonna be forever, man.
For sure.
How things going out there?
Man, everything cool, man. We just had a little earthquake today. Shook some shit up a little bit, spooked
Yeah.
your boy. And it's been a minute since I've been in one of those, man. So, but other than that, we're good. We're cooling over here, baby.
This ain't your first earthquake, is it?
Nah, this ain't my first one.
Yeah.
Definitely ain't my first one. I hope it's the last one, though. I ain't gonna lie
Yeah,
to you,
yeah,
boy. That
yeah,
is
yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. You can't never compare to them. Compare
Nah,
to them
because you can't
ever.
do nothing. You just gotta wait till it's over. Them 6, 7 seconds feel like it's forever, dog.
Ever. Yeah.
Man, for real.
And shit be hella unstable, cuz.
And then
Hella
you be thrown off for a little minute, man.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
everything just,
yeah.
I'm saying? It just don't feel right. Boy, if you ain't never been in no earthquake, man, just be glad, boy. That
Yeah.
ain't nothing like it.
Shit throw your equilibrium off, man. Throw your equilibrium.
Everything.
I wanna tap in, start with this East, man. Philly coming back and B coming back. What do you think of the decision? Was it rush? Was it necessary? What you think about it?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of close to it, obviously. So I feel like it was good to see him back there, back out on the court. My concern with him is always the same. You know what I'm saying? It was actually two things. One, obviously his health, but two, just like his style of play. You know what I'm saying? Like he very much in love with that jumper. He loved to pull the mid range, he loved to shoot the three. My personal opinion is if he gets a little bit closer to the basket, it'll be better for him and it'll be better for the team because you know how it is. You regular season, you playing a different team, every night, every couple nights versus playoffs, you got to beat somebody, 4 out of 7. So they gonna take a lot of that stuff away, man. I just don't trust a dude like that to be able to shoot them jumpers all the way through to
Yeah.
get them, you know what I'm saying, to get them where they're trying to go. So that's my one concern about it. But as far as like bringing them back, they were still kind of staying afloat. So I get that. They didn't really tank. They didn't really, fall off the radar and nothing like that. I think they're like a game back or half a game back of Miami for 7. So they trying to like stay out there playing.
Yeah.
So, Tyrese Maxey being able to keep them afloat kind of justified bringing Embiid back. And, for the past 2 games, he's looked good. So,
Yeah.
we'll see how it go down the stretch. So I get it, but, like I said, it's Embiid, man. It's just his health. That's just the one thing. That's the X factor. You can't really depend on it. You can't really count on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I do I do commend him for fighting back this year because he could have easily said, "I'm done. I'm tapping out."
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So I do respect that, and that was a great point about Maxi. I think Maxi got better. Harris. I think the whole team just got better, and then just Nick Nurse is a hell of a coach to keep him
Right.
keep him competitive. I think all that's good, man. I want to slide over to Milwaukee where Doc Rivers, I think, has lost just as many games as Adrian Griffin did. I think Adrian Griffin was like 31-15. I think Doc is
Mm-hmm.
like 14-15, 15-15. What are your thoughts on the struggles in Milwaukee?
Shit, they in trouble over there, man. They're like, it ain't clicking like everybody thought it was under Doc. And it at this point it kind of looks like a bad hype. You know what I'm saying? Particularly when it happened and the way that it happened.
Yeah,
Dame ain't really been able to, kind of find his footing. He ain't look like he ain't really trying, not trying, but he ain't figured out how to play with, Giannis. They ain't figured out how to play off each other. And I know this is just year one, but that ain't really no excuse because you bring in a guy like that, you're
yeah,
going for a championship off rip.
yeah,
And then, you figure you're gonna bring in a guy like Doc, who's had his struggles in the postseason, but he is a winner.
yeah,
And just not being able to kind of find that mix has been really strange for them. So I think what they got going over there is super concerning, especially when you look at the likes of Boston, Indiana, teams like that that's playing well
yeah,
and they still kind of seem to be in the flux and they ain't figured it out. So, you talking about what 6, 7 games left in the regular season before
yeah,
we get into the playoffs, and y'all still ain't
yeah,
found a way to, you know what I'm saying, get some type of continuity together. That's not a good sign. Can it turn around? Obviously, it's the NBA. Anything can happen, but based off what I've seen and what they've shown, I don't really feel too confident in that. And I hate to say that because I like that. I
Yeah,
want to see him win one.
yeah, I know. And I know you was a big Coach Griffin fan, so I don't know. I feel like he should have had a little more time to put it together, especially with that new roster. I think they kind of panicked a lot getting Doc in there, and sometimes it ain't always green on the other side.
Yeah, man, AG was super cool. You know, when he was on Tibbs' staff in Chicago, man, I just don't understand how you don't get that guy a year. You know what I'm saying? You give him 30 something, 40 something games, and then just get him up out of there. I still don't even know what that's about, man.
Yeah,
Like I've never seen nothing like that. It just made no sense at all to me.
yeah,
And like I said, from the looks of it right now, it looks like it kind of backfired. So,
yeah,
AG ain't lost nothing. He's still getting his bread.
yeah.
And, he ain't got to deal with none of the other BS that come with this. So, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Boston's looking good right now. Porzingis, Brown, Tatum, Drew Holiday. Are they how hard is it for gonna be for anybody to beat them? And who's their toughest competitor, challenger, you think coming out of there?
I mean, the toughest challenges themselves, man, because them boys, they had disappear on your ass in a minute, man. Like, and
Yeah,
that's just the
yeah,
crazy part about it. Like, you can't really, like, you watching them and what they doing, and like we've seen this so long. Obviously, like, well, not the Porzingis aspect, but like the core of that team, Jason Tatum, Brown, Al Horford has been there. White has been playing well for them.
yeah,
But I mean, it's something about them boys in them playoffs, man, especially when they get deeper into it.
yeah,
And you'll have Jason Tatum going off for 45, and the next night he give you 12. You know what I'm saying? I
right,
think Porzingis is the kind of player, if he can stay healthy, he kind of holds all of that together. But
yeah,
I ain't really making no determinations on Boston, man, because it's just I've been there before with them guys, and I don't I
yeah,
don't even really trust them. They one of them teams for me. I'm just gonna have to see you do it.
yeah,
That's it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna make no prediction or nothing like that. I
yeah.
gotta see you do it. I believe it when I see it. I put it like that.
So when you say do it, do you mean as far as getting to the finals or basically just winning it?
Getting there. You know what I'm saying? Getting there and winning it. Because at this point, like y'all been together long enough. Y'all been together. Shit, probably y'all probably got the longest tenure together of anybody in the league that I could think of off the top of my head. Like them
Yeah,
boys been together for a long time over there, man. And they done had some good deep runs, but they just ain't never been able to get over the hump.
yeah,
Um, but now it feels like they got everything in place. Ain't no excuses. All the pieces out there. Everybody is healthy. It ain't nothing really stopping them.
yeah,
But like I said, them.
yeah, yeah.
So, we'll see how they turn out. Like I said, I see the talent and I see what they got going on over there. I seen how they've been rocking, but like I said, I believe it when I see it.
Who do you think is their biggest competitor to give them a challenge in the East?
In the East, biggest competitor, I don't know, man. That's tough. I think strangely, I think Indiana could probably give them a good run if they get it together.
Yeah,
Tyrese Halliburton, he had been sliding for like a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
He had like coming out that All-Star break, he wasn't really he
yeah,
looked like a different player, looked like he had came back down to earth.
yeah,
But the Siakam acquisition I think is really good. I
yeah,
like the bigs over there. I ain't really Miles Turner fan like that, but with the what's the kid named Smith?
yeah, yeah.
Um
Jalen
I
Smith.
think they, yeah, I think they got a little something working over there. So if I had to pick anybody, I would probably pick them. I would pick Philly. But like I said, Embiid, they helped and they just gotta ramp it back up really quickly. And I would have picked New York, but obviously, they didn't
Right.
set Randall out for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
And OG Anunoby is a big question mark. So I don't really know, man. Like I'm talking about like as far as like health and like
yeah,
everybody having all their horses and all their pieces, probably Indiana.
yeah, yeah. Any is it any more miracle water left for Miami? You think they could pull off another one from the
Uh, I don't know, man. I I got a hard I got a hard time with them playing Bam at the five. I just don't like that. I
yeah,
don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I think they really need a legit center because they're gonna have to play small and they're gonna have to play fast. And then you talking about matching up with a team like Boston, who got size. They got size in the middle. They got length on the wings. You
yeah,
know, they can make it tough on you, man. They guard. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna count out playoff Jimmy. That's my guy.
yeah,
But I don't know, man. Like to me, it just feels like they just been. It's better to be lucky than good sometimes with them, and
Yeah,
that's kind of how I seen it. Like they just ain't forced into situations every single time in the playoffs, and they have made these deep runs. So I ain't gonna necessarily count them out because they've been there before. They know what they're doing, and obviously Spo is a great coach. But they just one of them. They just kind of like they give me pause a little bit to be like,
yeah,
yeah, nah, we need to watch out for them.
yeah, yeah. Let me slide over to the other side of the mountain. Um, Western Conference. Give me confidence wise. Give me your top four.
As far as what
Confidence
who
as
could
far as
potentially.
who can win a championship and come out of the West.
That's tough, man, because the teams at the top, what you got, Minnesota, New Orleans,
Okay, see
uh,
in there.
OKC, who else we missing
Minnesota's in
over there?
there.
And
Minnesota.
and Denver.
Yeah,
Um, them three young teams, man, like they look good,
yeah,
but they got to get to that. You know what I'm saying? They got to get to that stage. They got to get to that level, man. And it's just like it's tough. Them teams at the bottom could actually beat them. You know what I'm saying? We
yeah,
talking about like the Lakers. You talking about the Warriors. If they get, it's all about the matchups at that point. Running through the regular season is way different than, like I said, you got to beat somebody 4 out of 7.
yeah.
So confident wise, obviously I'm gonna go with defending champion. I'm gonna go with Denver.
Okay.
Um, Past them, depending on what Cat gonna do, I'd probably be willing to rock with Minnesota. Um, I like OKC. I just don't think they ready.
Yeah,
I think they might, I think they might bow out pretty early. They could surprise people, but I think they might bow out pretty early. But confidence wise, I'm gonna go Denver, Minnesota. Uh, I like New Orleans, man. Zion been playing super well.
yeah,
I just don't know. I can't really call it with them. But I put them in there.
yeah.
And
They
then as far
tough.
as like the fourth, it's probably, I mean, it's the usual suspects. It's either gonna be Golden State or the Lakers.
Hmm. Um, More confidence in Golden State and the Lakers over Dallas.
Yeah, I ain't got no confidence in that.
Okay.
I ain't got no confidence in that. Only because they don't guard. Luka can't guard a damn cone. And what I'm saying, and Kyrie is not known for defense at
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
And then the only person you got over there, I mean, I like to pick up a Gafford. I like to pick up a PJ. I like those pieces, but them ain't your horses. You're not finna ride them. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You riding Luka, you riding Kyrie,
yeah, yeah,
and everybody got a guard. And them boys, them two boys, is not known for defense, and that's what
yeah,
they gonna have to do. So, nah, they don't really as far as like me, like they ain't putting no fear in nobody. You could beat them. Phoenix, forgot about them. I don't know, man. They're a point guard away.
yeah,
Not having a point guard is probably really hurting them more than
yeah.
anything. Like
I
not
agree.
having a point because you got Book doing it. You know what I'm saying? You got Bill doing it, and them boys like to get off. They like to shoot. You know what I'm saying? So you making them play whole brand new positions.
Yeah,
KD gonna be KD, but man, you need point guard play in the playoffs,
yeah.
man, and that's gonna be their Achilles heel right there.
And you just taking that stress of guarding the other team's point guard. You know what I mean?
Right.
You come down, get a bucket, other guy take off, get another one on you. It's like those games are kind of tough. You need that stabilizer. But I mean, those three, they can get you about 99, 100 points. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, but they're gonna have to do it. They're gonna have to do it every night
Yeah, yeah, that's the tough
for
part.
16 games.
That's the
You
tough
know
part.
what I'm saying?
I
That's gonna
agree.
be
I agree with
tough.
everything you say. I like Denver, Minnesota. I'm a little sketchy. I think OKC got the talent, but they just one of them teams. I just think they too young right now. Minnesota's sneaky though, because they got a nice mix of talent, youth, veterans, Gobert,
Hmm.
Ant Man. Um, they can. I think if they get in a grinder series, I think they can find their way to the Western Conference Finals. That bottom half, honestly, I think can get through there too, man. Confidence wise, Lakers and Warriors kind of picking up. You think either one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've been playing well, man. That's a team full of veterans. You know what I'm saying? And you can't never count that out. No, not only are they a team full of veterans, but they've been there.
yeah,
You know, so they've won championships. They've been to the mountaintop. So that's where That's where that vet experience come in, and that's where they got the advantage over a lot of them younger teams, like
Yeah,
a Minnesota, like a New Orleans, like a OKC. You know what I'm saying? You can
yeah,
finesse them kids into making some mistakes, and when they're not supposed to, and
yeah,
get keep turnovers and stops and stuff like that because they just ain't been in that type of atmosphere before.
yeah,
So they could really easily pull the OG card on them youngest, man, and I could definitely see that happening.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. Eat both Lakers and Golden State. And before I leave that Western Conference, Clippers, man, they had a good streak earlier after we talked. They picked up. Right now it's looking rocky again. Um, any confidence in the Clippers?
Come on, man. My answers don't be the same every single time. It's the Clippers. It's the Clippers, man. You notice I ain't even mentioned them.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's how I feel.
Now
That's
you
how
ain't
I
mentioned
feel
on the
about the
first
Clippers.
half or the back. Yeah,
That's how I feel about them, man. They got James Harden. I don't trust that dude at all. You know how I feel about him.
yeah,
I like PG. Kawhi been playing well. I ain't really like that he set out. Was the last night they played?
yeah,
Um, I ain't really like that. I thought that was a big game that he should have been a part of. But
yeah,
whatever with that. Um, well, yeah, man, that's just another one of the teams, bro. You, you'd be crazy to trust them, man.
yeah.
You,
I'm watching them now. It seems like they don't like each other.
yeah, I saw a comment from Paul George about James Harden. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was a real like I ain't try to read too much into that. I never do because I know how they trying to push storylines and narratives and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But if you watch them on the court, I actually went to the game when they played Philly. It was the
Oh,
last
out there.
week.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, that was a good game. And them boys like they was hooping. They really looked like they was, you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
getting to it. And now it's like a week later, like what happened? You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So
yeah,
those are the kind of things that's concerning to me because, like I said, you only got 6, 7 games left in the
yeah,
season,
yeah,
and we talking about issues in the locker room, whatever that may be. That's not a good sign.
yeah, yeah. At all, at all. I'm gonna switch over, man. Twitter's our domain. You've been heavily opinionated on the Bron issue. You made a tweet last week that kind of made the stands pop out on you, and you was just kind of stating your opinion about the game. Not, I think he made a statement saying it's a 5-on-5 game, and your
Yeah.
thing was like, no, but the best players are still great one-on-one players. You know what I mean?
What I was saying was this. All right, look, yes, it's 10 people on the court, but it don't matter if you playing 5-on-5, if you playing 3-on-3, if you playing 2-on-2. One person got the ball.
Right.
He's guarded by one other person, and that person with the ball versus the guy that's guarding him, that's 1-on-1. Now, I don't mean that everybody's just standing around, you know what I'm saying, watching y'all two
Yeah.
go to work. Because if I pass the ball to you and you got it, now you got your man in a 1-on-1 situation.
Right.
And that's basically what it is. So, I mean, that's across the board. That's just basketball, period. I don't care what basketball you watching, what level.
Yeah.
You're going to see 1-on-1 play regardless. Like you're
Yeah.
going to see that because that's just basketball. I don't care if they switch. I don't care if they setting screens. Those are all situational things. At the very core of it,
Yeah.
it's going to be you and your man if you got that ball. And that's what basketball is. So the problem I had with him was saying, oh, basically he was trying to downplay having a bag. Maybe that worked for you. You 6'8", 260, you play downhill, you get to the rack. It's a lot of things that you don't necessarily have to do.
Yeah.
That's not how I like basketball players. I want to see you get post up, go over, each shoulder, you know what I'm saying? Both sides of the court. I want to see you 1 and 2 dribble pull up. I want to see your triple threat. I want to see your pump fake. I want to see all that. I want to see everything you got in your arsenal besides run, put your shoulder in somebody, spin, and dunk the ball.
Mm.
That's it. That worked for you. If you ain't got no bag, cool. You 39 years old. You don't need one now. But don't act like it's not important. And don't act like, because it's 5-on-5, having a bag is not necessary. Because that's the point. Then why work on your game? Why is people out there working on their 1 and 2 dribble pull-ups? Why is people out there working on their triple threat? Why? Because they know they're going to have to get past their man at some point. You're going to have to beat your man. You're going to have to break them down. You're going to have to hit them with something. You're going to have to learn multiple counters. That's all one-on-one basketball. That's pretty much all it is. Like I said, it don't matter if it's 10 people on the court or 6. It's gonna be you against somebody else if you got that ball.
Yeah.
And that's just the basic of the game. I ain't think I was saying nothing crazy. But people think, oh, one-on-one, the first thing they think is ISO. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it's not an isolation situation. Yes, there is a time for isolation basketball, but we can be all spread out on the floor and we can rotate that thing and we could, pass it around the horn or whatever. Whoever catch the ball is somebody guarding. Period, point blank. If you want to attack them, cool. That's one-on-one basketball. If you want to pass it and the person you pass it to want to attack them, boom, that's one-on-one basketball. One-on-one basketball does not mean isolation. And so for people to be up in arms about that shows me two things. One, they don't understand basketball, and two, they never played. Period, point blank.
yeah, yeah,
I wasn't making no controversial statement. That's just the game.
yeah, yeah. And I think a lot of people were so in shock that you just dared to have a different opinion, which is your right to have an opinion from LeBron. Like that's my thing. Like I understand the context of both of what y'all saying. I understand you beat your man. You have to beat your man to make a play as one-on-one. One person's guarding another
Right,
person.
right.
But then if you beat your man, you still have to have the IQ to know what to do next. Pass,
What to do next?
shoot, dribble, jump stop, turn, pivot, whatever you have to do. But in the actual concept of the game is saying that's why when you see 4-year-old kids, they put red wristbands on his arm and her arm. You guarding him. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Walk out there is I'm guarding you. Now, if I can't
Right.
guard you, they ain't gonna say, well, you know what, it's 5-on-5. They gonna say we got to get somebody else on BC because he killing John. That's
Exactly.
of your tweet. That's how I understood it. I just
Yeah.
a
No.
lot of people on Twitter don't think that deep.
Yeah. And they, oh, well, what about zone? Okay, yeah, that's situational, my nigga. But we're talking about the league. The
Yeah,
league, yes, they can play zone and all that, but at the core of the league is guard your man.
yeah,
Period, point blank. Guard your man.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Like
yeah,
that's just basketball. But you got so many people who's fans, and it's just like you said, because LeBron said it, that don't necessarily make it mean, make it gospel, man. That don't mean that LeBron ain't wrong. Or that don't mean that LeBron ain't inaccurate. Or that don't mean LeBron ain't telling half the story. You know what I'm saying? Like all those things are at play. Just because one person said it doesn't necessarily mean you have to fully agree with it. And it certainly don't mean I gotta fully agree with it.
yeah.
It's
Are
just
you
very
shocked
simple.
by how emotional people get when you make a statement that's not in line with like LeBron fans or certain fans? Are you shocked by the blowback from things like that?
Uh, not. I wouldn't necessarily say shocked because I think it's just part of the culture that we in, right? Um, I think a lot of it has to do with, it's just a big, we just live in a groupie culture, right? Like, what I'm saying, nobody's really a fan of the game per se. They're a fan of their favorite player, whoever that may be. Whether the same, we could take LeBron out of it and throw Luca in there. You know what I'm saying? Luca got his whole hive of fans. You know what I'm saying? You say anything about Luca, they at your neck. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily about the game of basketball. It's about the player. So yes, it makes them emotional because that's their favorite player. Like you got people in their bio say, I love such and such. It's a grown ass man talking about, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that to me is a little bit weird, but that's where we at. I think what's really surprising to me more than anything is just, a lot of this stuff, a lot of these opinions that people have, a lot of the reasons why people favor certain guys and don't like other guys is gambling shit, right?
Yeah,
Because if you helping me hit every parlay I put out there, hell yeah, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna think you're the best player ever. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at, the fantasy basketball and all the stuff that people play, look who the killers. LeBron gonna put up numbers every single time on the fantasy side. Luka gonna put up numbers every single time on the fantasy side. Jokic gonna put up numbers every single time on the fantasy side. So I think a lot of that is at the root of it. You know what I'm saying? I think gambling has turned people into a bunch of damn degenerates. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to basketball, straight up. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I think that's where a lot of that comes from. And it's been like that for a while. That kind of started with the analytics era, and then when the league started embracing gambling, that just took it to a whole other a whole nother level. I don't know what I was watching something, but they was talking. I think it was Tyrese Halliburton. They
yeah,
was, he was giving an interview, and he was like, I can't really say what he what he said word for word, paraphrase. He's like, man, I'm really just a prop bet to these people. You know what I'm saying? I'm either gonna hit or I'm not. You know, they in the stands, you know, going crazy. Hey, you know, I missed my bet because of you, yada yada yada. And this is now trickling all the way down to college. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
the gambling aspect has really like flipped the game upside down. And I think it really just robbed the game of its soul. Like, you know what I'm saying? We grew up on the soul of the game. Like we just love the spirit of it.
Yeah,
And now the spirit is very, very different. And it's rooted in these prop bets and these damn parlays.
that's a great point. That's a great point you just came up with because like back in the day, if somebody scored an important 13 and still won the game, we were just happy our team won the game.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We won, damn, man, you supposed to have 21. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. Or you missed this rebound. You know what I'm saying? The whole Jonte Porter situation. That shit was crazy to me, yo. Like,
Yeah.
that was wow. Because one, he doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like like you already you a part of this culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
But two, you was getting away with it till you got out of control and you started putting up 10 bands and 20 bands, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the degenerate shit. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing, dog? Like, come
Yeah.
on,
True.
stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and you can't separate gambling from the players who play the game. Like, you just can't do it
Yeah.
because they can manipulate all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's impossible. And I think that right there, probably more than anything, has taken basketball as we know it like 5 steps back, bro.
Hmm. That's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I was shocked by that thing because I mean that was the first example I seen a dude like, bro, you already there, you in the show. That's
Right.
the people watching the show. You in the show.
Exactly.
So for you to bet on yourself and people like
And
me,
tell other people to bet on you.
right,
Like he had like a whole Discord, like telling people like, yo, this the move, this what it is. Like, and you think people ain't watching this? Like, come
right,
on, man.
right,
Like they red flag all his shit. So come on, like,
right.
dog, really?
And,
Like you really stupid.
some people was trying to say, well, he only make X amount. Nigga, he in the league.
He in the
He make more
league.
money than 95% of the country.
His brother in the league. His brother
Right.
just got a bag. You know his brother is?
Michael Porter, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah. So like,
yeah,
what you doing?
yeah, yeah,
Like why
yeah,
why is you risking it all for
yeah.
this? For FanDuel, my nigga. Like, come on, dog.
And
You
then
know,
if I'm big bro, I'm like, man, what the fuck are you doing?
right. Like what you doing, dog?
Yeah,
Like what do you do? That's stupid.
yeah,
Like like
dude.
like you putting smut on the family name. You got people looking at me crazy
Come
now.
on, bro. You coming off the bench in Toronto and you doing this?
Come on, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Stupid.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But that's
Uh,
where we at now, man.
I'm a I'm a guy. I think a lot of people. What bothers me is a lot of people can't disagree without emotion. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um,
Right.
I that's what bothers me about Twitter a little bit. Like we can have a quick. Usually, you go a couple of tweets. You find some people you can have a couple of tweets and disagree, but some people after the first, second time you don't disagree with them, then the attacks come, the personal attacks, the slander, and it's like you guys couldn't have grew up in a real environment being so
No.
emotional. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. Like you like we two strangers on the internet, man. When I get off this app, I'm gonna forget all
right,
about you.
right, right, right.
I'm gonna forget all about you. Like you not that important, and like you really going there. Like you really taking it there. Like
Yeah,
this is a
yeah,
life or
yeah,
death situation. Like you just gotta win this argument.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
care. I got
yeah,
real
yeah,
stuff going on, bro. Like
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
pop on and I pop off. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I
yeah,
do. Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
come on, man. I nah.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy,
yeah.
man.
That's the same way.
But you're right though. It's just like, and the other part of that is it's just, and like I was having this conversation on Twitter earlier today about the music. It's a lot of, we like dinosaurs, bro.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like from where we come from and everything we've been through, everything that we've seen.
yeah,
Now the whole mentality is suburban. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Everything is peace, kumbaya, this, that, and the third.
yeah,
Why I gotta be this way and that way? Why I can't be, the participation trophy stuff.
yeah, 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 yeah,
I don't do that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I don't do that, man. I like to win. I think winning is the most important thing.
yeah,
And now, we've turned losers into winners and winners into losers. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy. Like when you get to the point where you like disrespecting Michael Jordan,
Yeah,
When
yeah,
you disrespecting Michael Jordan, like blatantly disrespecting, like to the point where you even like go so far as to make up stuff. Like we
yeah,
done lost the essence of like what this really is.
yeah,
It's certainly like what it was when we came up. That's
yeah,
crazy to me.
yeah, yeah. That's one of my biggest problems with the Jordan, Bron. Everybody like me, niggas be like, "Who you like, Jordan or Bron?" I'm like both. Who you like, Bron or Kobe? I like both. So like to me, I just appreciate living in a life where I'm fortunately old enough to watch Dr. J, Michael Jordan, into Dr. J, Jordan, Kobe, Bron. I just appreciate the game, you know what I mean, the art of
Hmm.
hoop. Now we can have discourse, but to me, like you say, it's all fun and games right now. Like so many people looking for emotional validation from the phone. Like, bro, you get
Crazy.
me, man. I put that motherfucker down, bro. Go upstairs, kick it with wifey. I'm chilling, bro. I got a life, man. I'm not.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
You know, and to me the craziest thing about the whole LeBron Michael Jordan shit, I've always said this. The same niggas that's dissing, you know what I'm saying, the same LeBron fans that dissing Michael Jordan got a closet full of fucking Jordans and they wear them shits every day. Like what y'all doing, man?
yeah, yeah,
Like what y'all doing, dog? Like stop. Like you don't do it, man. Don't do it.
yeah,
Like you making yourself look stupid. Cause I
yeah.
don't own a single pair of LeBrons. Everything I got is Kobe and Mike, man. So I could diss that. It don't matter to me. I ain't holding it like that. But
Yeah, yeah,
y'all,
yeah,
you know y'all got Jordans in y'all closet, man.
yeah,
Stop
yeah,
capping.
yeah, yeah. Now me, I got them all. I ain't gonna lie. I done had them all. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, you got them all?
Yeah, I done had them all. Yeah, I had bronze, Cobes. Definitely.
Man,
Ain't
he
not.
ain't had one that I could rock with here. He ain't, I'm talking about not. Well, he had a couple.
Yeah,
Actually, this last one, just like when you start going lows, they'll start looking a little bit decent.
yeah.
But I'm just so, you know what I'm saying? I'm just so, you
Mike,
know what I'm saying? Standing on my square with, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Who I rock with. I can't bend now.
I
You
feel-
know what I'm saying?
so let me get your opinion on this, man. I really need this. What are your thoughts on Bronny going to the draft, testing the waters?
I can say this, and so I got a personal rule where I don't say bad things about college kids. I
Meaning,
just don't. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you're still learning the game. You're still a young man or woman. You're still trying to figure out yourself or whatever like that.
yeah,
But when you go pro, or you declare yourself to go pro, now it's fair game. So regardless of him testing the waters or not, now you've put yourself in a position to be a professional athlete. Now I can speak on you. So my personal opinion on that is one, he's not ready. He's just not ready. Like I've been watching this kid since high school. I'm sure you have too, and you'll agree with me when I say this because if you've seen enough of him, you know he's never dominated anywhere he's played. He's always been like a complimentary piece. He ain't never really been the man nowhere.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? When he was at Sierra Canyon, he was playing behind a bunch of dudes for 3 years. Never could really separate himself from the pack. He gets to the McDonald's game, which I didn't think he necessarily deserved to be there. I think he took a spot from somebody who was deserving.
hmm
But you get in the game, you get on that stage, you don't do anything there, right?
yeah,
Then you go to USC. You playing in the shadow of like a real hooper. Isaiah Collier was a freshman, just like you. And you know what I'm saying? He comes in and he takes over. Dennis Robinson a little bit older than him, but like all these guys like separated themselves on the court. And Bronny just kind of always fit in, right? Like he was there, but you didn't really know he was there, or it didn't really matter that he was there, even if he was on the court. He
hmm
would have flashes, but flashes is not that doesn't do anything. You got to be consistently that dude every time you lace him up and you get out there. Bronny has never been that. Um, the whole thing is curious because at first he was transferring. Was it like a week ago?
And
Last
he
week he
still
was
may possibly.
transferring.
I think he still may possibly transfer.
He could possibly transfer. But I think it's a bigger thing at work here. And that's his father because his dad has already said wherever his son goes, he's gonna go.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, he's a free agent this year, right? So now it becomes a situation where shit, if we offer him, or not offer him, but if we make him a promise, potentially We can snag his dad, and the shit becomes like a package deal.
Yeah.
So to me, you know what I'm saying? It's like the overlay for the underplay. We'll see how we'll see how everything shake out. But from what I've seen from like his pops and how they move, nah, man, this is something else. This is very calculated, very calculated.
I I I understand your point. I respect it. About the standing out part, I have watched him play. My thing about Bronny is I do think he's an outstanding high level, high IQ player. I think he does all the intangibles. And sometimes players like that are the ones that get through. Um, as far as that being his dad, of course, the spotlight is magnified a trillion times. You LeBron James' son. But I do think he can be in the league, yet I don't know at this stage of his career. But I do think he plays the game from an IQ standpoint higher than a lot of kids in college and in high school. So sometimes in high school and college, those kids kind of get blended in because they don't really shoot. It's only going to be two dudes on the team shoot 25, 30 shots a game when you get to the pros. So you're going to need guys who can defend, hit the open shot, make the pass. And sometimes those are the guys who wasn't the stars in high school or the stars in college necessarily. Now, as far as the nepotism, you absolutely right. But where we disagree is I agree with you for a long time. But once I started researching, I started thinking, I'm like, man, if a man was in power to get his son to the NBA, how many people would say no to that? And and
Nah,
to, and to that also, I started researching. I started researching a lot of NFL, like Bill Belichick. What's the coach of the Rams' name? I can't. His name can't stick him.
Harbaugh.
Not the Chargers, the Rams, the one that won the Super
Oh,
Bowl.
the Rams.
Uh, I can't think of his name. His grandfather. So once I started researching, I'm like, it's always been, hey, this is my son, take care of him. This is my grandson, take care of him. In any facet of the world. So is Brian heavy on making sure his son's straight? Of course. But how many of us in that position as fathers will honestly say we wouldn't do the same?
I hear you. I do. But here's why I push back on that. First, let's just dumb it all the way down to Bronny. What position does he play
I
at the
think he's
next level?
I think he's a combo guard, point guard, combo guard.
At what, like 6'2", 6'3"?
I think he's about last time I seen him, he was a legit 6'2", 6. I ain't seen him about 2 years. Last time I seen him, he was about a good legit 6'2", 6'3".
All right, so let's give him at the high end,
6'3".
6'3", 6'3". That's a point guard.
True.
It's point guard in the NBA, right? So you saying, okay, high IQ, all that's great. Um, when you talking about nepotism, it's one thing when you talking about this is my son, I'm gonna put him on my staff,
Mhm.
I'm grooming him to be the next head coach and all that. That's cool. That works there.
Okay.
On that court, it's sink or swim, dog.
True.
Bron can't play for him. No matter what, he can't play for him. Yes, you can get him there, but Bronny got to keep himself in there because
Right.
you're not your dad. You're not his height. You don't have his skill level. You don't have his strength. You don't have his size. So you already climbing up a mountain. Yes, you might not be starting from the bottom. You starting from the middle,
Mhm.
but shit, it's a lot of work, bro. Because it's a lot of 6'3" dudes that will give you problems.
True.
Like straight up.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm talking about, and when you out there on that island, where we talking about 1-on-1, where are you saying he's a role player? Because how good is that for the brand, right? This is a James. So being a role player already kind of like had LeBron in the flux where he was talking about, a couple months ago, Bronny better than this, that, and the third, and then he gets knocked down off the mock draft, and now it's like, oh, let him be a kid, and that, that type
Yeah.
of thing. So
Yeah.
you know, you got to be one of them dudes when you're talking about getting to the next level. LeBron can help him get there.
Mm-hmm.
Bronny got to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen, you know what I'm saying? I've seen Bronny get absolutely in something like you say the name Rob Dillingham, boy, he might start sweating. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that because of the simple fact, one, you playing from a different drive and a hunger, right? So you know what I'm saying, you playing in an environment where kids didn't grow up like you, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they hunger and they drive is way different. Your dad is LeBron James. Whether you dribble a basketball or not, you straight.
Mm-hmm.
These other kids, they ain't got no other choice. They gotta make it. And they looking at you like, oh shit, I'm at his neck because I gotta set myself apart from him. How does he handle that? And I don't know how he does because he was playing on a loaded team, and I think Gilbert Arenas said it best. The reason why he's sending his son to public school instead of a place like Montverde or Sierra Canyon, he said because when you put all these guys together, they don't know how to adjust to situations where guys are game planning for them, right? So
Yeah.
you don't really see a double team. You
Yeah.
don't really see a box and one. You don't really see a triangle and two. And so when they throw that at you, you don't know how to adjust to that. And that's my concern with Bronny is like to me he's never set himself apart from the pack.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen it. So I have a hard time believing that he's gonna be, he's gonna get into the NBA and flip the switch. I ain't seen it at no level.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my concern. Yeah, your dad can get you there. And as a father, as a parent, yeah, we all want our sons to get there. But like I said, we can't do it for them. At
Yeah.
some point, you're going to be on that island by yourself. And how you going to handle that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I seen it happen with Jordan's sons.
True. I agree with that. I think Bronny's a little. I think he's more advanced than Jordan Suggs was, though, in my opinion. Um,
No, 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 no. Oh, most definitely.
I agree with what you're saying. I honestly, you made great points. My only thing to that would be, I think a lot of times in the league, it's a certain level of talent. All those guys are talented, first of all, but
Yeah.
I think the league is about once you get to the second 50%, maybe the bottom 40%. I think all those guys are just about opportunities. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you look at the last five guys on each bench, or maybe the last five or six guys on each bench, it's probably three or four guys that could be swapped out with some other guys. You wouldn't even know if those guys had the same opportunity to the professional training, treatment, workout regimen, and being good. So I think Bronny falls in that part. I think he showed flashes, but I also think he's had situations, the cardiac thing. I think in Sierra he played well. Now that's a great point about Gil. When you go to the stack prep schools, um, you don't never have to carry the team by yourself per se.
Right.
I definitely agree with that. Um, I just kind of look at it like if he's good enough, and if he would have been somebody else's son, we'd be like, okay, this kid might not make, he can't make it, right? Fair enough.
Bro, if he was anybody else averaging 5 points a game, college, he wouldn't even be testing the waters. Who got drafted putting up 5 a game?
Now Peyton Watson went to Denver. He averaged 3, but he's 6'8". So
He averaged three points, but what else did he do?
UCLA guard, long, crazy wingspan,
Rebound the ball,
rebound the ball,
play
gets up
defense,
there in
guard.
steals, Pac-12 in steals. He always guarded the other team's best player.
So his game ain't about scoring, but you talking about a 6'3" guard.
Yeah,
5 a game,
yeah,
3 assists, 2 rebounds, or something like that. Like those numbers are not impressive. Nowhere.
yeah,
Like, and that's the one thing nobody's talking about. They're talking about who he is, what his name is, who his father is. They ain't talking about his numbers. The production don't match. You gotta have a production, dog. You
yeah,
gotta be able to show these people something other than who your father is. And
yeah,
that's my thing with him. What are you showing on the court that's gonna make us? You got knocked off the mock draft.
yeah,
Why? Because you wasn't producing. Now we could say it's because of the cardiac arrest and all that. I get it. That's all totally fine. But guess what? If you suit up and you get out there,
You ready?
You gotta go. It's time to go.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
So like I said, the production will justify him even testing the waters to me. So that's why I say it's something else big at work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now
My
you're right. He very well could transfer, but then where's he gonna go? You know it's gonna be a Nike school. Okay, cool. Um, where? And then what are you gonna do? Are you gonna, depending on where he goes, then you can probably say, all right, you can kind of look at it. It's like, okay, well maybe he can do this, that, and third. But I don't even see that, dog. I really don't, and I don't necessarily want to count the kid out. He just hasn't shown me enough to give me the confidence to say, yeah, he could be a decent pro.
yeah. I actually think he can, man. I ain't gonna drag it out, but I do think he can be a decent pro in the right system with the right reps with the right program. I just think I feel so bad for the kid as a dad. And people can say, "Oh man, he's a millionaire. He did," but he's still a kid. I look at it like, man,
Yeah,
sometimes you just want to hoop without the scrutiny. You know what I'm saying?
well,
So
that's gonna come.
it's gonna come because your name is James Jr.
Yeah, and
So
then you got to the other thing he's up against, probably bigger than anything else. Legacy kids, man. There's only been what, three, four: Kobe, Steph, Clay. Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing maybe one more. But like kids of like dudes who's like superstars, very few of them make it.
yeah, that's tough.
You know what I'm saying? Very few legacy kids make it, man. Like you're not guaranteed to have the same career as your pops had,
Yeah, yeah.
especially if he was great.
Usually it's the kids or the role players.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the kids you never see coming.
yeah, yeah. That remind me of that story where dude was like, man, he said something like an example, like my grandfather had to walk, then my dad had a Chevy and I had a Cadillac. My son have a Benz, but my grandson probably gonna have to walk again because he was like, easy times make people a little softer, less hungry. Hard times make people a little hungry. So I do see the logic in that. I don't. That's a great point. I don't.
Don't get me wrong. I don't want the kid to fail.
I know that. Yeah,
Let me make that
yeah,
clear.
yeah. I know that.
I
Yeah,
don't want him to fail. I just think there's more going against him than there is going for him.
I agree. I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. But now, one thing I will say, I think that in our day, the dude who had the edge made it, and most black kids had the edge when we were
Hmm.
growing up. You know, especially Chicago, Detroit's, New York, Brooklyn's, Gary's. Like those kids had the edge. I think now the way the game has been so processed at the younger level,
Right.
the kids with the edge damn near don't even get through there no more. Unless they like
Yeah, man.
genetic freaks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the money and the politics and the positioning has changed it so much with the shoe companies, the AAU guys, the slime ball adults. The game has really bled out to the suburbs. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. They
Yeah.
don't want the edgy guys no more.
Nah,
You
they
being
don't.
the edgy guy might get you ran up out of there.
They
You know what I'm
scared of that.
saying? Because you now you too aggressive. Now you
Right.
too much for these other kids that we got in the gym. Now kids are threatened by you. They don't want to play against you. They don't want to play with you. That type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So you get weeded out that way just for being hungrier than the rest of them.
Hungrier than the rest. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or having a hungry dad that's uncontrollable. He might not even cause no problems, but if he's uncontrollable, the system right now is designed to weed you out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you're too strong willed and you ain't willing to play the game, you ain't willing to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, they get you up out of there.
If you don't let everybody get some of the pie and the pie being your kid, you're gonna get out of there.
They're
That's
gonna get you up out of there.
yeah, they gonna get you out of there. That's I
With the exception of
man.
LeVar
Or
Ball. That's why I respect him.
yeah. LeVar
LeVar
held his
Ball
own.
wasn't going for that goofy shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? At all.
yeah. And he created enough momentum. Like when I saw him start going on ESPN first take, I'm like, oh yeah, he got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got him.
But,
You know what I'm saying?
but then shit, his sons was amazing talents too.
Great talents, yeah.
Like there wasn't no question. There wasn't no question. Like, yeah, you had questions about Lonzo's ability to shoot the ball, but you ain't had no questions about him being able to run the point.
Yeah,
None at all.
yeah.
You look at LaMelo, you was like, oh shit, he gonna be like 6'8", 6'9", and he doing all this. He
Yeah,
freaky with. He got the wiggle and the shake, and
yeah,
you can't deny it.
yeah. So
So
let me
yeah, they
ask you
had
a
a little
question.
bit working for them.
What what was when you watched Lonzo at UCLA, in your opinion, what do you think made Lonzo a great player?
Lonzo was smart.
Mm-hmm.
He knew what he couldn't do, and he didn't try to do it.
Okay.
He did everything that they knew that he was good at. You know what I'm saying? Like he played within himself at all times.
Yeah,
And, for a guy that can go out there and get a triple double without a jumper, it's kind of impressive.
yeah,
And you already 6'5", you know what I'm saying, 6'6", and you got a head for the game. I just liked how smart he was. I liked how he read like 2, 3 plays ahead. Like to me, he was almost like an old school point guard. Because you remember back in the day, not every point guard could shoot,
right.
but you didn't really have to.
You
You
know,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like it was
yeah,
cool if you had a jumper, but
yeah,
if you could run the offense, make the right play defense on the other end, you was good. He was like an old school guard to me.
yeah, yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, yeah. No, that's great points. All great points, man. What do you think? Since you mentioned it, what do you think about LeVar's comments? About his sons being injured due to the
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny actually. Because Lonzo got hurt wearing them Triple B shoes.
yeah,
But you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I think he made a good point when the thing that stuck with me the most is when he said, when my boys got away from me is when they started getting hurt. Um, he said they stopped running the hills and they started doing all this band work. I've had a big time problem with band work from the very beginning. I think band work has been one of the main factors to a lot of guys having these catastrophic injuries that we see. I was in Chicago at a Tech. I had conversation with Tim Grover, and he was a big time, like, he was a stickler for lifting weights. He's like, yo, you gotta move still. Like that's the only way you're gonna get your body stronger to be able to, you know what I'm saying, withstand that pounding. And the band work don't do that. And I don't know where it switched to where everybody's working with these bands, but it's just the most ridiculous thing ever. So I think for him to call that out, it at least justified in my mind what the problem was. Like, man, y'all boys gotta let that shit go and just get back to old school training, running hills, you know what I'm saying? Get out there in them sandy beaches that you see KG running up and down all the time. KG ain't never had no big time injury like that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like it was just different training methods. And I think, we've gotten so crazy about technology and new. Like, well, shit, what's wrong with old? If it worked,
yeah, yeah.
what's wrong with it?
Same with Russ. Russ ain't had too many injuries, and when he did, he came right back.
Came right back.
Yeah, Russ be in Cali running them beaches, man. You know what I mean? Training out in that 90-degree weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Like sometimes, man, like just because it's old. And I think that's just like where we at, man. It's like everything is recency bias. You know what I'm saying? Like what's new is what's hot and what's popping and what's old is just dead and so we don't need it no more. I just don't agree with that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely agree with that too, man. I definitely agree with that too. So before I get you out of here, I gotta get some social commentary, man. Puff, bad boy. Is he out of here?
Man, he ain't moving like somebody that's out of here.
Yeah,
He definitely not moving like somebody that's under federal investigation.
yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah,
I really don't know what's happening with that, man. I think Puff is in a very interesting position because it's bigger than him.
hmm,
You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than him. Like he seems like the guy right now because of who he is. But we talking about something that just goes so deep, and it was just like we was talking about earlier. Do you really want to pull that all the way back?
yeah,
Do you really want to see what that lump is under that rug? You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, do Puff really know what body's buried? That's what you got to ask yourself. Because, like I said, he moving like he do. He look like he ain't got no worries or nothing. Now that could all be a front.
yeah,
He could be at home crying in his pillow every night.
yeah,
But like outwardly, he don't look like he tripping. So we'll see.
yeah. We'll see.
And
My
I
thing,
still ain't heard what they got nothing on him. I ain't
nothing.
heard nothing about that.
And my thing was like, man, you raid 3 cribs, but you on the rest of the dude. Oh, you just was looking for information.
Yeah. So that's the other thing too. Is like, what was y'all really looking for?
Yeah,
What was y'all really looking for? Now,
yeah,
if you listen to 50, you could take 50 for being a troll if you want to.
yeah,
50 been saying a lot of real shit over the years. Ain't nobody been paying attention to.
yeah,
One
yeah,
thing 50 said is like, it's some tapes.
yeah.
It's a lot of tapes. And he said, I'm willing to pay for them. So I'll just leave that at that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna leave that at that. Yeah, I gotta think about my own safety. I'm gonna leave that at that.
You
What?
know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that right
I
there,
ain't fucking
fam.
with them folks.
Right.
Oh my god, yeah. But so look, rap bars. What'd you think of the Kendrick diss?
Yeah.
It's all right.
Nah. Rap beef ain't what it used to be, man. Like you got,
Yeah,
like I said, it's it's a bunch of niggas from the suburbs arguing and bickering. Ain't nobody finna do nothing, man.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody. Now I ain't saying you gotta get killed, but at least make it convincing.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like all these rap beats be like it 100 subliminals in there. You gotta listen to that shit 100 times.
yeah,
Then try to pick up what's being said and then try to figure out who talking about. I ain't got time for
yeah,
all that, man.
yeah,
Call a nigga name out. If that's what you talk about, say
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
take it back to the old
yeah,
school.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Little nigga named Lies, think he live like
yeah,
me,
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about he left the
yeah,
hospital.
yeah,
Come on, man.
yeah, yeah,
Say his name.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what we used.
So
Yeah,
it was alright.
it was.
I wasn't really moved by that, but the internet hype everything up, so it sounded like it's the greatest shit ever.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like as OGs, dinosaurs, grandfathers to the culture. Rap babies. We remember rap was dominated by melanin. You know what I mean? Aggressive
Yeah.
melanin. So to see it now and something, the shock value gets picked up by suburbs and all nationalities and ethnicities, and they just come with the rush. It's almost like I can't believe he did that more than the intensity of the diss. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
yeah, it's like once the hype goes, it's like the argument starts and it's like, oh, he dissed him. But to me, it's like, that's why I respect the pusher. I'm like, I like disses from niggas, with four grandparents from Mississippi, man. You know what I mean? Deep South.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like some nigga,
Right.
we jive on a nigga different, bro. We gonna play the dozens different. Like we ain't gonna be
Yeah.
tiptoeing around shit. That aggressiveness is different. So all
It's
these
a contact sport.
yeah, man. All these your first one was this and your second. Nah, man, let's talk about that nigga, man. Like, let's get greasy with this shit, man.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
like with us, you had beef. Like you had real street niggas that
yeah,
had real problems with each other.
yeah, yeah.
Now you got a bunch of good guys having a disagreement.
Disagreement. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's all it is. What y'all niggas really fighting over?
Right, 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 right.
Like, what's the problem? What's the actual problem?
Yeah,
Like, you didn't sleep with his wife. You didn't call out his fiance by her name, which
yeah,
made him out your baby mama as a porn star. Like,
yeah,
none of this happened. Like,
yeah,
honestly, I don't even know what this is about.
yeah, yeah.
If I knew what it was about, maybe I can get into it.
Get to it.
But I
Yeah,
don't even know what it's about.
yeah, yeah. And music is so different, man. It's like now I was in the barbershop telling people like music, everything is so homogenized. Like you could be somewhere in the airport having a conversation with you, and a dude from not Saudi Arabia, Pakistan or something would jump in and be like, nah, you crazy, Drake, this and that. And that shit catches me off guard because I'm old. Like I'm not used to
Right.
giving a fuck about what you thought about rap music. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So, I don't know where that transition came from, where it got lost at, but it's like,
I think we lost the authenticity of everything. And now
yeah,
everything is like it's manufactured off of something that at one time was actually real.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like none of this shit is authentic anymore.
yeah.
It's wrestling. Like,
Yes,
okay, this is how we used to do this is how they used to do it back in the day. Now we gotta get our own version of this.
yeah.
Well shit ain't nothing to that. You know
Nuts.
what I'm saying? It's like nothing at all to it.
Yeah,
So and like old niggas like us, we could see through that. So we don't really it don't hit us the same way as dudes who to them is like this is something brand new. Like to them it's a big deal. To us it's like, man, what y'all fighting about?
Right.
Like, why you mad at him? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you mad at him for? What y'all really do to each other?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Drake having beef with people. Come on, man. Like after Pussy, that scared him to death. He don't want none. He don't want nothing like that to ever happen again. But the truth of the matter is, don't none of them rap dudes really want that.
Yeah.
You don't want nobody digging into your business, putting it out there on the record like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. 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 After Pusha, that nigga started posting motivational quotes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
he became the sneak this king. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. That's like, oh shit, these niggas really fight in public school. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't playing with this nigga.
Exactly. Shit, I only spent summers in Memphis. I ain't lived
Right.
there. I don't know what it's
Right.
like. You know what I'm saying?
These niggas is crazy. So
Yeah.
I just think the lines got so blurred. I think being ghetto became a costume, being ratchet became a costume. And then I think the people that's actually originally from the ghetto or really ratchet, either they gonna get exploited or they gonna die trying to get the riches they think they deserve by so much,
Right.
TV, phone, social media. So I just think we in a crazy state of America, man. We got, female rappers talking to presidents, and we got rappers who twerk, shake their ass, talking to elementary school kids. Like, we just in a weird place in the community. So I just hope everybody can kind of find their footing, man, for real.
Yeah, man. Everybody act, man. Don't nobody really want no problems for real.
Nah, hell no. I'm old as hell, bro. I like warm blankets and snacks, grapes and shit
You
like
know what
that.
I'm saying?
Chilling, yeah. Yeah.
Clean sheets and you know
Clean
what I'm
shit, yeah,
saying? You
man.
know what I'm
Walk into a
saying?
store for my old lady type shit, man.
Right. I like my socks to match. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
That
right,
type of
right. But the dudes who
shit.
actually been through it, we the ones who actually, want to chill the most.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna let you get out of here, man. I appreciate you as always. Shout the Twitter out for me, fam.
For sure, man. Y'all can follow with Mr. underscore CRAW4D. I'm
Okay.
around.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you. God bless,
Yeah.
G.
All right, bro.
Peace.